So like about that, sister, the water on that. But this is we doing the colors in Hebrew. So like I'm gonna say what I said again. So how you say the word color in Hebrew is ka-ayan. That's how you say the word color in the Hebrew. And the root word is ayan, which I have right here. Ayan means eye. So like you have to use your eye to see the color. You won't know what color it is unless unless you use your eye. So that's why the root word ayan, which means eye, will be the root of ka-ayan. And so like in 1 second. And this is Salaki. And this right here is the Lashawan Kodash way style to write it out. This is how we wrote back originally in the old days before we went into slavery with Assyria. And when we went into slavery with Assyria, they changed up a lot of our alphabets. The pronunciation is still the same. So Most High in Christ, they didn't change that up. We still pronounce everything the same. But the only thing that changed was how we wrote it out, how it looks. And we still read from right to left. So Most High in Christ, they didn't change that. So now I'm going to write it out the Assyrian way. When we went into slavery, this is how you would have wrote if we was in slavery with the Assyrians. So you want to write out Kai. Salaki. I ain't mean to do it like that. Kai. I. Salaki. And then Yan. That's how it looks in the Assyrian. So like it went from the Lashawan old original style of language to the Assyrian style. You feel me? So when we went into slavery, once again, they changed it up from how I previously had it to that. You feel me? And so like I meant to add the connectors to the Lashawan Kodash, but the Lashawan Kodash, the original way we used to write, got connectors, the dependent connectors, independent connectors. I'm gonna explain on the next one since I didn't put it on the first one. But the Assyrian does not have no connectors. So when we're reading the Assyrian Hebrew in Sabbath service, it's almost like you have to guess the sound. You have to guess what word it is. So that's why the Lashawan Kodash is more easier because it has the connectors. You can make out the sound of what it's saying in the Lashawan Kodash. I'm going to give about 10 more seconds, and I'm going to erase that on the board, and we're going to start going into the colors and get the name of the colors. About 10 more seconds. All right. And Sister Manama, I know you got notes on this. This class is going to be easy for you. You in every class. That's a good sister there. All right. Go ahead and erase it. Salakia, if you didn't have enough time, but that's why we record, because we can always go back and pause. Or we can always go back and, y'all get what I was trying to say. Salakia. So now, the first color we're going into is red. Now this should be an easy one. How do you say red in the Hebrew? So I'm going to give you a hint on how to say red in Hebrew. Now, dealing with Esau, we all know Esau skin color is really not white. This is white right here. That's white. White man stand up beside this, he's not going to match this color. You feel me? The color he really is red, because we see his blood through his skin. So how do we say Esau in Hebrew? Now this right here, this will show you, if you can answer this, this will show you how much you pay attention in class. This will show how much you be in Lashawan Kodash class. So how do you say red in Hebrew? What do you call the white man in Hebrew? All right, Sister Mana Amai, I see your answer. Let me see if there's any more students. I'm going to give about 10, 15 more seconds. See if any more students want to put their answer in the chat before I put Sister Mana Amai answer in the chat. I mean, on the board. Salaki. Give about 10 more seconds. Right, sis, I see you going on. Is Edom, Idumea, right. Adawam, right. Okay, sister, the official pretty, the Chia, I believe, Salaki, if I butcher your name. So Edomites is what we call the Caucasian people, or Esau. That is what we call them, but that would not be the Hebrew name for it, because we don't have any E's in the Hebrew. The letter E does not exist in the Hebrew alphabet, which you are right. That's what we call them, Edomites. You feel me? Edom. That's what we call them. But Sister Mana Amai, she put the right answer. Adawam. That's how you say Esau, or red. That's how you say red in the Hebrew. And that's why they call them Adawam in the Bible, because that's their real color, red. Adawam. So that's how you say it in the English. Well, it's like a Hebrew, Adawam. You feel me? That means red. And what's the root word? Let me see if Sister Mana, what's the root word in Adawam? Give her a few seconds. What's the root word for Adawam? Officer Kabashwan, I see you checking in. Shalom Yabashin Yashab Rakatah. 5 more seconds. What's the root word for Adawam? Let me see what you put in the chat. Okay, since you was close. Sister said, let me see. Sloppy. Let me check one more time. I can't see from all the way over here. Adawam. Okay. The root word for Adawam is Adam. Let me write it out for you. Adam. Which, this is the root word, Adam, which means ground. That's the root word, Adam, for Adawam. It means ground. So, now let's write it out in the Hebrew. So now I'm gonna do the Lashawan Kodash style. Now this is the more easier style. This is the style that I prefer to read. This is the style I prefer to write in because it's way more easier. This is how you will write it in the Lashawan Kodash. Adawan. Salaki, give me 1 sec. Yeah, you can go in the food package. It'll be in the box.
Just grab a box.
If you want to grab a box, just knock on the rocket door. Let them know.
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
All right. So, this is how you would write it in the Lashawan Kodash. So now let me put the connectors what I was talking about. So you got I, da. So the connector that we'll need is a independent connector because the character I in da is not dependent on no other character created sound. This is I. This is da. Both of those has its own sound, so it will get an independent connector. Now, WAM will need a dependent, which is that because the Y is dependent on the Ma to make the sound WAM. Got me? That's why I say reading the Lashawan Kodash, the old version, is way more easier to read because I can easily sound it out. I can easily look at this and say Ada Wam. It wouldn't be Ada Wama. That's how it would sound reading Assyrian. If it's your first time reading, you would just say Ada Wama. But if you pretty seasoned in it, you will know in the Assyrian it would just be Ada Wam. So now let's write it in the Assyrian. The Assyrian will look like this. As I, Slaki. This is Da. Y. And then Ma. Now that's how it looks in the Assyrian. Now reading that, you wouldn't know if your first time reading it, you wouldn't know to say Adawam. You would just say I, Da, Wa, Ma, because there's no connectors. You don't know the sound that it's making. Now, the brothers that be in Sabbath service, you see us reading up there, we kind of season in there. So I can look at that and know that's saying Adawam. You feel me? So like when you're reading, you kind of know, most of the time, those last few characters is dependent on each other. Most of the time, it's that first character that's going to always have his own sound. It's going to always say something by itself. You got me? So it'll always be I. If I see a ha, I already know ha. You feel me? So that's how you write it in the Hebrew, in the Assyrian. So I'm going to leave that up there 5 more seconds, and we're going to go into the next color. All right. So the next color will be yellow. System, wrong marker. Sister Mana, I already know you know the answer to this. You go ahead and put your answer in the chat. So, like, is that an origin? Yeah, that's an origin. And for the ones that don't know the colors, you can always take notes. You can always write this down, study them. You get like Sister Manah. If I let Sister Manah read Hebrew, I think she can read it. Give y'all a few seconds. What's the answer for yellow? All right, 10 more seconds. All right. For time's sake, I'll go ahead and give y'all the answer. The answer. Oh, hold on. I got an answer. Let me see. Okay, so you was almost there. I don't know if that last letter is an accident or not. I'll say it's an accident if it was me, but there's no V's in the Hebrew. We don't have a V in the Hebrew alphabet. Let me see. Okay, sis. All right. You don't have your notes tonight. Okay, that's you tawab, sis. You tawab. So, but you are right there. The only thing you got wrong in your answer was there's a V in there. We don't have the V in the Hebrew, but the answer is Taza Ha. This is how you say yellow. Ta za ha. That's how you say yellow in the Hebrew. So, like, let me check Facebook real quick. I'm getting messages about mute on Facebook. So, like, let me check Facebook real quick. So, like, refresh your page, Kabashwan. I believe that's on your end. Refresh your page. Okay, I got you. So, the word for yellow is tazahab. This is how you say tazahab. It's like this is how you say yellow in the Hebrew. And the origin meaning is gleam or shine. Gleam or shine. So, like, another way, like, if you was to see the color gold, no, it's not that. It's not that. That's further on into. I'm gonna get further on that. So, like, if you were saying, like, if I brought out some gold and it was shining or gleaming, you'd be like, "Dad, that's Tazahab. It's gleaming. It's shining." You feel me? That's how you say, and that's, in other words, that's also how you say gleam or shine in Hebrew. Is Tazahab. You say yellow. You feel me? So now we're going to write it out. So how we write it out in the Lashawan Kodash is Taza. Let me put it right here. Taza. Ha. And then Ba. So that's how you write it out. So Taza, it gets its own sound. Taza. So this right here will have a independent connector because it's independent. It's not dependent on the ha or the ba to make sound Taza. So the ha is dependent on the ba, so it will get a dependent connector. Taza ha. Taza ha means gleam, shine, or yellow. Feel me? So now we're going to write it out in the Assyrian. So it would be Taza. I ain't trying to mess it up for y'all. Taza. Ha. And then ba. That's how you write it out in the Assyrian. Taza ha. And remember, the Syrian doesn't get any kind of connectors. You know, those devils, you know, they don't, you know how white people try to copy what black people do, but they mess it up. They see how we dance, and they try to dance the same way as us, and then we don't even want to do the dance no more because they done made it to the point where you don't even care about it. So that's Taza ha. It means yellow, and you can also use Taza ha for gleam or shine. That's the origin. All right, I'm gonna leave it up there for probably about 10 more seconds. And I'm erasing, we're going into the next one. All right. So the next color would be green. And what would be the origin? Give y'all about 20 seconds. The next color is green. And what would be the origin? All right. Give me y'all a few more seconds. See what Sister Mana I might put in the chat. All right, I see your answer. All right. So now let's get to it. Now, Sister Mana said, you're right. As much as I want her to be right, it's not right. Salaki, sis. And I know you ain't got your notes. It's okay. But I'm glad to see that you still at least trying to give an answer. You feel me? You saying what you believe it is. You feel me? And like Jim Muhammad said, no answer is a dumb answer, or no question is a dumb question. You feel me? Like we up here for correction. So the right answer would be Ra'ai 9. Ra'ai 9. That's what green is. Ra'ai 9. Let me see if it came up good. Okay. Ra'ai 9. And the origin of this word means grow luxuriant. or fresh, or just green. Excuse me. So that's the origin. The origin of Ra'anan is grow luxuriant, fresh, or green. So if you want to say my food is fresh in Hebrew, you would say Ra'anan. Ra'anan would be the word that says fresh. You saying the grass is green, you would use Ra'anan, saying that the grass is green. You feel me? So now let's write it out. This is the Lashawan Kodash. Ra, I, 9. That's how you write it out. Let me look at the end so you won't think it's a Y. So it would be Ra, I, 9. That's how you would say it. Ra'anan. And yes, na gets its full sound, but it's dependent on that na to make that sound nan with that N at the end. Nan. Got it? So now let's write it out in the Assyrian. Give you a few more seconds on that. So now it would be Ra, I, I kind of messed that up. It would be Ra, I, none. So now, quick learning lesson real quick. Both of these right here are the same characters. Both of them are the same exact characters. Both of them make the same exact sound. Now, somebody real quick in the chat, if both of these make the same sound, why don't they look the same? Give you 30 seconds. Why don't these two look the same even though they make the same sound? Even though they are the same character? Real quick. It's real easy. And this is kind of why I don't like Assyrian. Not including the connectors, but this is another reason why I don't like Assyrian Hebrew. Even though I can read it, I still don't like it. 10 more seconds. Why does the two ending, I kind of gave it, but why does the two last characters make the same sound, but they don't look the same? All right, for time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answer. So the reason why this character don't look like that character, and they both make the same sound, is because Assyrian came up with a method called ending characters. So like not anywhere at the beginning towards the second to last character, the character na is gonna look like this. That's how it's originally written. But if it's at the end of a word, it's gonna look like this. So that's na and that's na. You got me? I believe we got some more words to go over so I can show you. But na and na. But this is ra ain. Ra I 9. So like ra I 9. All right. So let's go to the next color. See what we got here. That time go by fast. So all right, we got the color blue. Now this is the Lord's favorite color, blue. When you wear your fringes, Lord said have a borderline of blue, because blue is the Lord's favorite color. And this word also has an origin. So I'll give y'all probably give you 1 minute to answer that. Give me your best guess. Give you a few more seconds. All right. For time's sake, I'm gonna give you the answer. The answer for blue in the Hebrew would be Sakalaf. Sakalaf. That's how you say blue. That's how you say blue in the Hebrew. Sakalaf. And the origin for this would be the name of a shellfish with blue shell used to make dye. So there was a shellfish that had a blue shell, and they used to use that shell off of that shellfish to make blue dye. So let me write this down. So that's the origin. Let me get out y'all way. That's the origin of the word right there. So now we're gonna write it out in the Assyrian. So it would be Tha, Ka, Laf. So Tha, Ka, Laf. Tha, Ka, Laf. That's how you say it in the Hebrew. I mean, that's how you write it in the Hebrew. And how you write it in the Assyrian, I'm going to try to put it down here. It would be Tha, Ka, Laf. That's how you write it in the Assyrian. Now, why does Tha look exactly the same with Tha? And Tha is at the end of the word. It's because the character Tha does not have an ending character. Now, I know it doesn't make sense. It's like English. English have a lot of stuff in English that doesn't make sense. And that's kind of what Syrian is. Even though we can read it, even though like we can understand it, it has the same sound and pronunciation as the Lashawan Kodash does. But you know, some stuff you just not gonna understand why they did it the way they did it. I don't know if they were trying to make a point, but you know, it is what it is. So this is the Lashawan Kodash way to write Thakalaf, and this is the Syrian way to write Thakalaf. All right, I'm gonna leave that up there for a few more seconds. And we got enough time to do one more word. And in Salakia, the colors indigo or navy, that which is a derivative of blue, will also fall up under Thakalaf. Indigo, or navy will also fall under Thakalaf. So it's all basically the same thing. So like if you're trying to say indigo, the color indigo, you would say Thakalaf. If you're trying to say the color navy blue, you would say Thakalaf. If you're just trying to say blue, Thakalaf. That's how you would pronounce it. And the name, the origin where it comes from, is the name of a shellfish with a blue shell used to make blue dye. Yeah, which end up becoming the Lord's favorite color. So the 10 more seconds, I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna erase it. We're gonna do one more color, and we're gonna pick up again on it next week. All right. All right, the next color would be violet or purple. Like or purple, which we do know some people that like purple a little bit too much purple. And this word also have an origin. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the origin for time's sake. The origin, purple just means purple, or purple, or purple dye. So, you know the answer for the Hebrew answer for violet or purple, you can put the answer in the chat. All right. For time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answer. The answer is Ara. Is Ara Gaman. Aragaman. Ra Ga Man. That's how you say purple in the Hebrew. So this is how you write it in the Hebrew. It would be I, Ra, Ga, Ma, and Na. So it'd be I, Ra, Ga, Man. That's how you write it in the Lashawan Kodash. This is how you write it in the Assyrian. I'm just doing it over the top of here so y'all can see that. I, Ra, Ara, Ga, Man. There go that na at the end of the word again. Aragaman. That's how you write it out. And remember, the origin is just purple or purple dye. There's nothing special about the color purple. We all know that. Matter of fact, let me pull out the scripture on it. And the reason why I'm pulling this scripture because there's a group of people out there that rocks this color, purple. And they believe that they are the truth, right? And they believe just because they have a lot of followers is because they think just because they got a lot of followers that, you know, they are the chosen. So this is James chapter 2 and verse 3. And ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing. This is what we think about them purple P. Diddy's. And ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou in a good place. So when those people come around, you see people tell them, you see them followers, them purple P. Diddy followers, they be like, hey, sit here. This is the best seat in the house. Sit here. And then it says, and say to the poor, stand thou there. You will see everybody speaking good about IUIC, but IUIC will talk trash about us. Or sit here under my footstool. You feel me? That's how I didn't mean to say their name, but the purple P. Diddy's. You feel me? They like to look at us like we're their footstool. But what did the Most High say? The Most High said, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing. Lord called that color they wear the gay clothing. And they got a lot of stuff going on in that group. But with that being said, we're going to follow up on this class next week. Lord willing, if I'm teaching class, we're going to follow up on it. But, I just want to say Tawada for chiming into the class. I hope you got some more notes on this. If you have any questions, post them in the chat. And as you post them in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and say we are the ISPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. We are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. That includes Christians, that includes Islam, Muslims, Buddha. If it's not ISPK under Commanding General Yohanan, it's not the truth. We are not the only one, but number one. It's like we are not number one, but the only one. You feel me? So if you got any questions, please post them in the chat. I'll give you about 20, 30 seconds to do that. Alright. I don't see no. Anya the bar, sis. Anya the bar. Alright, so with that being said, I'm gonna salute y'all out to all the Adawan Yum and Akim. I say Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, and to the sisters, Agwadhian, I say Yahweh Shamar, Alatan, Hashem Yahweh Shai. And with that being said, class dismissed.